See that? Okay, so that's your sight glass. Is it recorded? Okay. So that's your sight glass for your main rotor gearbox. It should be about half full, or a little bit more than half full is fine too. Okay, but it shouldn't be empty. See that? See the black fluid in there?
Oh, yes.
It's like a darkish blue. So you can see there's a little bit of air above it. Okay, so that means that it's probably about 2/3 or 3/4 full right there. So that's what you want to see. Okay. So gearbox teletemp number 15. So the teletemp is what keeps track of how hot the component's getting. Okay. So if you look right here, see that strip right there? That red strip?
Oh, yeah.
Got it?
It's like a pink one or something, right?
Yeah, so it's got that red strip underneath there.
There we go.
There it is right there. Yep. So see how there's a black line on it? That means the mechanics are keeping track of how hot that thing's getting. It should never be fully blacked out. See how there's multiple white squares? It goes from a low temperature to obviously the last square on the right would be a hot temperature. So the mechanics check this, every time it comes in for a 100-hour inspection or a 50-hour inspection, and they keep basically a track of the trend of how hot it's getting. You should never see those fully blacked out. If you do, usually you want to tell a mechanic and just say, hey, all the marks are blacked out. And usually when it progresses, see how there's the black line there. If it goes one more white square, they'll put another black line, and if it goes one more white square, they'll put another black line, so they can kind of keep track of how hot it's getting. So that's the teletemp. Okay. All right, rotor brake, actuation normal. That's number 16. So we have a rotor brake on here, and what the rotor brake does is basically on a cable, on a handle inside the aircraft. So when we engage the rotor brake, we're stopping the rotors. We're shut down. Okay, we're shut down. What I'm gonna do, here's your rotor brake cable right here. So you just want to make sure the actuation is normal. There's no binding or anything going on in there. Okay, it pulls straight back and it goes straight back up. All right, and we'll leave that. Well, since we're in the hangar, lock it. Okay, so that's number 16. Number 17, electric terminals, antenna cable. So antennas, electric terminals, you'll notice all these wires and things like this. Okay, you want to make sure they're all secured and tight. All right, so you're just checking everything, making sure everything looks good. Here in the hangar, it's a little bit harder to see, so I'll get out the flashlight. But everything, wires and things of that nature, look good. Nothing's frayed, nothing's broke. Okay. We have number 18, which is your static port. Okay, this is your static port. We haven't got to this lesson yet on the ground lessons, but your static port is basically for your instruments, to give readings like on your altimeter and things like that. Okay, that uses basically outside air, outside ambient air pressure, I should say. Okay, to put a reading on your altimeter and some other gauges also. Let's see. We have fasteners, which are all tight. So any fasteners on here, see these zip ties and things like that? Okay, you want to make sure that none of these are broke or anything, and everything's looking good. We're gonna have to spin the rotors at some point. Why don't you go ahead and stop the video, and then